what's up? This is Dhood from Dhood Gaming, and here we are, talking about Junkyard Fury 3. Appreciate the support so far. Seems like a lot of people are interested in the upcoming third entry, and it's cool to see that. Now, before I get into the video, I do want to point out that I will mainly be targeting the gameplay and systems that you'll be working with throughout the game, rather than the anomalies that you'll see in the game, just to keep the anomalies fresh when the game releases. Not to say I won't show them here and there, they just won't be a focal point, at least until we get closer to the release of the game. So, we'll start off with what direction I'll be taking with the game. In Junkyard Fury 1, it was a pretty standard direction, right? Where you collected a set amount of keys before escaping the junkyard with multiple experience within the area, aside from the car anomalies that were added later on. In Junkyard Fury 2, we had the newer system that was introduced with the new vehicles, the gathering equipment, and the area shutdowns. One experiment for each area, but more in-depth and lengthy experiments than in Junkyard Fury 1. Then of course we had the DLC that was separate vehicle combat mode following the story of Junkyard Fury 2. And then we had the spin-off game of Junkyard Fury Breakout, which solely focused on the vehicle combat. Junkyard Fury 3 will be going back to the horror element that started the series, but it will be a mix of Junkyard Fury 1 and Junkyard Fury 2 in terms of the direction. Instead of a dedicated experiment type like collecting keys or activating sets, you'll have varied experiments that will require you to do different things, such as placing transmitters, engaging with anomalies, collecting foreign assets, and more. Some experiments will be pretty common, but there will be a wide list of experiment types throughout the game. This also leads into the fact that you'll be performing more than one experiment per area, as is the case in Junkyard Fury 1 when you did experiments for HA7, but a lot of systems from Junkyard Fury 2, like vehicles, gathering equipment, resources, and base management, will return and will be remade in some way for Junkyard Fury 3. So base management is going to be overhauled quite a bit. In Junkyard Fury 2, you had that standard operating system where you chose what map you're going to go to. You go to the map, you go to the experiment menu, and then you go off of there, right? Here it's going to be a lot different. So you're going to have a main computer that you work off of, and this will provide different resources that you can get. You're still going to get the resource points that you had in Junkyard Fury 2 that you can earn through engaging in experiments, completing experiments, or like engaging with anomalies, so forth. But those resource points will now be able to be used for getting vehicles, getting equipment, and getting skills or upgrades. So additionally, if you go into an experiment and you get items that are in the experiment, you'll be able to bring those back, and everything you have on you as you complete the experiment will be added to your base, and then you could use it for other experiments. Environments will range in size throughout the game as you unlock levels. Small levels will be more simple and will have a mapping of the environment in its entirety, but you'll also have bigger environments, ones that will need vehicles to get around, where the overview map will only be monitoring the section that you're in. That said, when you're in big environments, you'll be given icon indicators that, when close enough, will give you a directional point to go, giving better indications on navigation. It would be similar to the system that was used in street race games, if you're familiar with the minimap icons update that came out recently. Also, I will be aiming to make environments more interactable, allowing opening doors, garages, having physics objects like fences, items, and more. Additionally, I am working on graphical showings of the area, putting more detail into vegetation, mapping, and building variety. So regarding character physics, in terms of movement, it's pretty much going to be the same as it was in Junkyard Fury 1 and 2. The only difference in this one is going to be the stamina and dive mechanic. The dive mechanic is going to be a new mechanic for you to jump ahead pretty fast and dive forward to kind of get out of tougher situations, but it does take up quite a bit of stamina, so it's something you're going to want to use sparingly. There's also the health, I wouldn't say health bar, but you do have a limited amount of health. When you get hit by a car, it's not instant death like it was in the prior games. So if a car, well, that depends. If the car is going 100 miles per hour, you're probably gonna die. But if the car is going 10 miles, 15 miles, 20 miles per hour, you'll probably take a bump, and then you'll still have a chance to get out of that situation. You will be in a dazed state where you'll be a little bit slower, so it will be tougher to get out of, but you still have that opportunity if it does happen. And with stamina, it's not going to be like it was in Junkyard Fury 2, where when you engaged anomalies, the stamina would drain faster. It's going to take more inspiration from Junkyard Fury 1, where you just had a set amount of stamina and there was no drain. Just because there's more friction points in the game now, taking that friction element away makes more sense. So you will just have your standard stamina with no anomaly drain. Okay, and the last thing we'll talk about for this video is going to be the inventory system. Inventory use will be similar to Junkyard Fury 2 in terms of picking up and utilizing items, but now inventories as a whole will have a limit to how much you can carry. For instance, you may only be able to carry 3 items, or your vehicle may only be able to carry 6. But this will depend on what perks you have and what the inventory space is of the vehicle. Bouncing back what I was saying before during the base talk about any items you return with, that includes vehicles. So anything that's in your vehicle inventory upon completion of an experiment will be converted to your base and be able to be used in other experiments. And that's going to be pretty much it for this video. This video went a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I am having so much trouble speaking today. What is going on? Brr, brr. I can't talk. Ugh. Anyway, the next video, I'm going to be talking about the vehicle systems. I've done a pretty much, I've done kind of, oh my god, I can't talk. I'm so without words. Why can't I talk? Brain no work today. Goodbye.